Okay, we have got to talk about episode 8 of Daredevil Born Again because that might have just been the best episode of the season so far, but I am thinking it might be too late for this season to salvage its story. Also, this will be a spoiler review, so this is your spoiler warning if you have not watched the episode yet. But going back to my point that I had in the start of the video, this is the best episode of the season so far in my opinion, but I think this episode would have worked way better if it was like episode 4 or 5 of this season, not episode 8, because honestly, the way you could watch this show and still understand the story by just watching episode 1 and then watching certain scenes from 2 through 7 and then picking up with this episode is actually crazy. And this season could have really benefited from just cutting all the fat of the Muse storyline that went absolutely nowhere, the White Tiger storyline that gets resolved in like 1.5 episodes, and as much as I like the episode, episode 5 has nothing to do with the overall story. And it honestly feels like I've had my time wasted, but that's honestly just how I feel about this episode's placement in the season and where it takes place in the overall story, because this episode on its own, I have a lot more positive thoughts on it. Starting out with the opening where Bullseye gets transferred to general population in prison, and playing off that intro a little bit, I think it's really cool how they use color in this episode, especially at the end with Matt with the red and then Bullseye seeing blue. That creative choice really did remind me of things they would have done in the old show, so it's very well appreciated. Also, the opening shot of the blue rose reminded me of an opening of an episode of Breaking Bad. I like the scene where the conversations between Vanessa and Fisk and Heather and Matt are like spliced together, keeping up the theme of Fisk and Matt being two sides of the same coin this season. And it was also interesting because Vanessa and Fisk were kind of reconciling their relationship and Heather and Matt were having an argument. And Vanessa just straight up kills Adam, which was a very shocking moment. I liked getting to see Josie's bar again and Josie herself, but I think this was a big missed opportunity to not have Karen cameo again. Matt going to see Bullseye and then smashing his face, and then that leading to Bullseye breaking out of prison by shooting the tooth at the officer was kind of cool. But it was honestly laughable that no one recognized Bullseye on the bus when he got on it. But I did like how in Matt and Bullseye's conversation, Bullseye basically foreshadows the ending of the episode. I want to give a huge shout out to Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, the directors of this episode, because they directed the shit out of this episode, especially during Fisk's party when they were focusing on every little conversation in a one-take shot. I like that we finally got a reveal that BB actually does know that Fisk was the top suspect in her uncle's murder. Matt confronting Vanessa about Foggy's death at the end of the episode by stealing her for a dance was pretty intense, and of course that leads to the ending of the episode that everyone is talking about right now, where Matt takes a bullet for Fisk. And I find that really strange that Matt takes a bullet right before the finale that's supposed to be like the big action episode where he's teaming up with Punisher, because now we have to spend a portion of the episode with him recovering from the gunshot, and this would be after an already slow season where Matt has barely suited up as Daredevil. That is definitely a choice for the penultimate episode of the season. But that's with me not seeing the finale yet, so I'm gonna just let them cook and see what happens next Tuesday. But y'all let me know what y'all thought of episode 8 of Daredevil Born Again, and make sure to follow for more Daredevil content.